Hello, Patriots. With President Biden out of office and the damning release of the Her interview tapes, the deception surrounding his mental decline is now indisputable. Yet rather than confronting the truth, Democratic leadership has collectively refused to acknowledge the depths of this cover-up, choosing instead to dismiss concerns and declare that the party is looking forward.
But I am curious, I'm interested to know whether the man that you saw sitting there on that couch on that day, you were in there, you saw him up close and personal. Did you really not have any idea that he was not fit to serve a second term?
Casey, we're looking forward. We have the largest Medicaid cut in front of us. We have the whole federal
you're
government
facing all
at
of this
risk.
because you lost a presidential election. And
Well,
is that not Joe Biden's responsibility for deciding to run again?
We're looking forward.
Given the new allegations in Jake Tapper's book, do you have any concerns with President Biden's age or decline, and was there a cover-up by the Democratic Party?
We're not looking backward. We're going to continue to look forward.
As calls for accountability grow louder, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries find themselves at the center of demands for resignation. Their unwavering defense of Biden throughout his presidency, despite mounting evidence of cognitive decline, has left a lasting stain on the party's credibility. Mainstream media played a crucial role in ensuring that Biden's struggles remained hidden from the public eye for as long as possible, while conservative voices repeatedly pointed to his verbal slips, memory lapses, and signs of confusion. Major networks like CNN, MSNBC, and The Washington Post systematically downplayed or outright ignored these concerns. But Schumer and Jeffries led the Democrats' refusal to address what I believe is the greatest scandal in our country's history. Hey, I'd like to pause for a point of personal privilege for a moment. If you're a true MAGA supporter, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This really helps us with the YouTube algorithm and helps get the MAGA message out. The Her tapes shattered any remaining illusions confirming that Biden's aides had been managing his decline behind closed doors, while insisting publicly that he was fully capable. And yet, even in the wake of these revelations, the media continues to frame the narrative in a way that absolves Democratic leadership of responsibility for this craziness. Instead of pressing for accountability, coverage has pivoted to discussions of the future and party unity, conveniently brushing past the lies and manipulation that led to this moment. While the media deflects, Democratic leaders are doubling down on avoidance. The official stance remains clear. Move forward, ignore the past, and focus on rebuilding. This refusal to acknowledge the party's role in misleading the public has intensified calls for resignations, particularly targeting Schumer and Jeffries, two of Biden's most vocal defenders throughout his presidency. For years, both leaders dismissed concerns about Biden's fitness, attacking those who dared to question his capabilities. Now, with the truth exposed, their credibility is in free fall. The pressure for them to step aside isn't just coming from conservatives. It's emerging within the Democratic Party as well, as strategists struggle to distance themselves from the fallout. You know, the parallels to past political crises are undeniable. When Watergate unraveled, Republican leaders ultimately pressured Nixon to resign, not because they suddenly became champions of transparency, but because they recognized the damage his continued presence would inflict on the party. Similarly, when the Democrats abandoned Lyndon B. Johnson in 1968, it was a calculated maneuver to salvage their electoral prospects. How did that work out for them? Now the same dilemma faces Schumer, Jeffries, and the Democratic leadership. Cling to denial or face reality before their credibility is completely destroyed. You know, with Trump back in office, the contrast couldn't be clearer. The Democratic strategy of deflection and damage control stands in direct opposition to Trump's unapologetic leadership. Rather than navigating a presidency tainted by secrecy, and cover-ups, Trump's return signals a new era of political accountability, one where the failures of the previous administration are laid bare. For the MAGA movement, the exposure of Biden's decline and the Democratic Party's complicity serve as further proof of institutional corruption. This battle isn't just about undoing the damage, it's about ensuring that the deception of this magnitude is never again allowed to take root. Despite overwhelming evidence, Democratic leadership refuses to admit wrongdoing, and the media echoes their talking points, pushing a narrative of unity and forward thinking while dismissing demands for resignations. But the American people have not forgotten. Schumer and Jeffries, along with others who actively participated in this cover-up, must face the consequences of their deception. Until Democratic leadership acknowledges its role in misleading the nation, trust in their ability to govern will remain shattered. And with Trump now leading the charge, the fight for transparency and accountability is far from over. Take a look at the following clip from Fox News, and please share your thoughts in the comments. Should Chuck and Hakeem resign? Let us know your thoughts.
And this is a country that if somebody falls behind, somebody else is elected to step into that position. They should not have been silent. And if they were leaders and they were silent, they should step away from their jobs.
New York Times did a focus group of Democrats. These are voters now, okay? Here's 4 quotes. Ariel's age 23, Indiana. What do you think of the Democratic Party? Disappointing a little bit. Harold out of Florida, age 54. Ariel took the words out of my mouth, he said. Disappointing. Spencer, age 30, out of Illinois, white therapist. Useless. I'm sorry, is his quote. Terrell, age 39, Texas, black nonprofit. Inept is his quote. How do you turn that around?
You have to turn it around. It has to change. I mean, it's not just the voters. Look at the Democratic leader in the Senate in Florida. He literally resigned from the party because he says the party has left him. If the party has gone so far one way, because remember what the party has done. They changed their election rules about which state starts first. They pre-pick who can be their nominee. They deny other people from even running, like RFK. So in those situations, what they need to do is start with new leadership. That's the only way they're going to build trust. And they need to start with ideas. Get off this idea that your whole campaign is to just oppose President Trump.